In a world defined by rapid escalation, information isn't just power, it's survival. Welcome to the premiere of Global Arms Intel. I'm Elena Cross. Tonight, we're cutting through the noise to look at a weapon that is fundamentally shifting the balance of power in the Pacific. The Chinese DF-27 is no longer a prototype. It is a deployed, hypersonic reality that has changed the rules of naval engagement forever. From the collapse of the New START Treaty to the $11 billion arms race in the Taiwan Strait, the lines are being redrawn. We've analysed the telemetry, and the results are sobering. Let's get into the data. To understand the sheer magnitude of this threat, we have to look at the physics. Standard ballistic missiles follow a predictable parabolic arc, much like a tossed stone. If you can track the launch, you can calculate the landing. But the DF-27 changes the geometry of war. It is a hypersonic glide vehicle. After the initial rocket boost, it detaches and skips along the edge of the upper atmosphere at Mach 8. At these speeds, the air around the vehicle turns into plasma, creating a radar blackout shield. By the time our Aegis systems lock on, the missile has already changed its vector, and the window for interception has closed. But this weapon didn't appear out of thin air. It is the culmination of a 20-year strategic project known as Assassin's Mace. In the early 2000s, Chinese military doctrine realized they could never match the US Navy ship for ship. Instead, they invested in asymmetric cost exchange. A single DF-27 costs roughly $5 to $8 million. The aircraft carrier it targets, the USS Gerald R. Ford, cost $13 billion to build and carries 4,500 sailors. From an economic standpoint, the trade-off is terrifyingly efficient. This capability essentially erases the traditional first island chain doctrine. With a confirmed range of up to 8,000 kilometers, the kill zone now extends far beyond Japan and Taiwan. New telemetry suggests that Guam, the hub of American bombers, and even Hawaii are now within the threat envelope. If you are a commander in the Philippine Sea, you are no longer in a safe harbor. You are operating inside a permanent danger zone. The geopolitical shockwaves are already hitting our allies. Japan has responded by announcing its own counterstrike capabilities, and Australia is accelerating the AUKUS nuclear submarine deal. But these are long-term solutions for a problem that is here today. On December 17th, the US authorized a record-breaking $11.1 billion arms package for Taiwan, flooding the island with HIMARS and ATAC-MS missiles. The goal is to turn Taiwan into a porcupine, unswallowable for any invasion force. Yet there is a darker backdrop: the expiration of the New START Treaty this February. For decades, this treaty limited the number of deployed nuclear warheads. Its collapse means we are moving from an era of trust but verify to an era of assume the worst and arm accordingly. Without inspections, weapons like the DF-27 can be mass-produced in total shadow, with no way for Western intelligence to know if they carry conventional explosives or nuclear warheads. This brings us to the ultimate question for 2026. Is the era of the aircraft carrier over? The US Navy argues that its new glide phase interceptors and shipborne lasers can defend the fleet, but physics is a stubborn adversary. In a saturation attack, where 20 or 30 hypersonic gliders swarm a carrier group simultaneously, the defense only has to fail once. The attacker only has to succeed once. At Global Arms Intel, we're committed to providing the strategic context you won't find on the nightly news. I'm Elena Cross. Thank you for joining us for our premiere briefing. If you want to stay ahead of the curve, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. In our next episode, we're diving into the rise of uncrewed swarm tactics. Until then, keep your eyes on the horizon.